Okay, we're going to quickly go over how to set up this Canon Vixia camera to record a simple basic lecture. Okay, so first thing you want to do is set your camera up on a tripod. Today I'm just using this very simple Gorilla Pod tripod, but most of the time what you want to use is a full-size tripod. So your camera is on the tripod here. Then what we want to do is we want to plug in power, and so you're going to want to use power from the wall and not power from the battery, because if you use the battery you will eventually run out of juice. So you plug it in here on this side, right here, you plug in the power cable. Okay. Power button for the camera is right here, so you'll press that to turn it on. It'll make a little sound, and the camera will come on. You need to make sure that the lens cap is open. There's a lens cap on the front that you can open and close, and you open and close it using this little switch over here. All right, so now it's open. So there's your camera. Right now it's just pointing at the wall, so sorry there's no real interesting visual here. Okay, now this camera right now does not have an SD card in it, so you want to make sure you have an SD card to record onto. The SD card slot is right here. Okay, that's where the SD card goes. I'll show you how to put the SD card in right now. All right, so here's how you put the SD card in the camera. Take the card. You need to follow the instructions on here. There's a little symbol showing you the direction within which how the card goes. We slide it into the slot until it clicks. There it clicked. Close the door, and the card is now in the camera and ready to be used. Your on-screen controls here are operated by touch. You hit the function key, you can go in and you can adjust your exposure and your different settings, white balance, so on and so forth. If you need more information on that, you should really take a look at the manual. You can also set everything to automatic if you want, which is always a useful option. So that's where your controls are. There are also some controls on the side of the camera. The controls on the side of the camera are a few buttons. The only one you may really need to use, or I should say the only two you may need to use, are the home button if you wish to go to the home screen for menus, and then you can access different menus on the screen, or this button here, which switches between record mode and playback mode. So you can play back clips if you want to. The other thing to point out on this part of the camera is that right here is your microphone input, and right here is your headphone jack. Okay, those are important because you'll be using those when you record. Okay, now we're going to talk about the wireless microphone kit. This is the wireless microphone kit. All right, it consists of two parts. One is the microphone and transmitter. This is the microphone here. Okay, the microphone is connected to this transmitter, which transmit wirelessly the signal to the receiver. This is the receiver. Okay, the receiver gets plugged into the camera. All right, so what you want to do is you want to take the receiver, make sure that you have this cable plugged into the output on the receiver, and plug it into the microphone jack on the camera. Once again, the microphone jack on the camera is right here on the side. So we're going to take that output from the receiver of the wireless mic kit, plug it in all the way till it clicks, and then you should see on the screen, you will see a little readout right here that tells you that you are picking up audio through that microphone input. Okay? So that's the receiver plugged into the camera. You can then take this receiver kit, and one of the easiest places to put it is over here on the handle side of the camera. You just take this little clip, clip it right on there, and then it just stays there like that. Then with your microphone, you have your transmitter to make sure that this microphone, which has a clip on it, as you can see, is plugged into the input here. It should be that way when you get it, but just in case. There's an on-off switch. You need to make sure that both the microphone is turned on and the receiver is turned on before you use it. And if you need to put new batteries in, you open it up using two little release points on the side here. It opens like this. It takes AA batteries. I would recommend putting new batteries in this every time you use it. These batteries will only last a couple of hours if you're using the microphones extensively. So, power button right here. Turn it on. There is a similar power button on the receiver. Make sure that that is turned on as well. If you want to verify that your receiver and microphone transmitter are on the same channel, you can look at the screen. The way this microphone kit works is that the microphone transmitter has a red light and the receiver has a green light. And you can tell it's the same channel by looking on here. Right now it says 6611 on the transmitter, and over here on the receiver it says 1-6611. It's the latter four numbers that count. So now you know it's on the exact same channel and you should be fine. There's also battery life indicators on the screen here as well. You have this microphone kit. You're going to take this and clip it to the instructor, person who's speaking, preferably on their shirt or tie, jacket lapel, whatever. And then, when you're ready to record, you just press the record button. The record button is right here. When you are recording, you will see that on the screen there is a red dot. That means it's recording. You will also see a counter that will be rolling up here. So when you see the numbers advancing and the red light on, you know it's recording. All right. And then to stop recording, you just press the record button again. Okay, this camera has several modes that you can record in, and it's important that you know which mode you need to use for your application. So in order to access the recording modes, you go to the home screen and you select the recording standard option. Within here you have three settings: AVC HD, AVC HD Story Creator Mode, and MP4 recording mode. I would recommend using either MP4 or AVC HD and skip using the Story Creator mode. The difference between these two is AVC HD is a high quality recording that you can record as much video as possible on the card. You can let it run for hours at a time as long as you have enough space on the card. But then that file needs to be brought into an editing software and recompressed. With MP4 recording mode, you can record in MP4 format, which is a universal format that can be uploaded immediately to the web. However, in this mode, you can only record up to 30 minutes at a time, and then you need to restart the recording. The camera will automatically shut off after 30 minutes. So if you wish to record anything longer than 30 minutes, you need to use AVC HD mode. Once that mode is selected, you just hit OK, and then it goes back to the regular camera mode, and you can start recording. There are also data rates or quality levels for your recording. So if you want to make sure that you're recording at either the highest quality or taking advantage of the space on your card, you again go to the home screen, and this time you go to Other Settings. In this menu, you can select over to your second tab, which is the media format information, and then you can select your recording mode menu item. There are 5 different settings here, all from highest quality to lowest quality. I usually recommend using the middle XP Plus mode, but if you wish to fit as much video onto your SD card as possible, you can record in a really long play mode, 5 megabytes per second. The problem with using this kind of mode is that the quality of your video is going to be quite low. On the opposite side, if you use the super high quality setting, it'll look really, really sharp, but you'll use your card up very quickly. So I usually recommend people shoot in the XP Plus mode, which is 12 megabytes per second data rate. It's pretty good quality, but also doesn't eat up your card too fast. Then you can exit that menu item and go back to your regular camera mode. So remember, you want to select the recording mode that is best suited for your destination. So if you're recording a lecture, you want to use AVC HD mode. If you are recording some short videos that you want to immediately put on the web, you want to use MP4 mode or MPEG-4 mode. But remember, in MPEG-4 mode, it only can record for 30 minutes. So to reiterate, if you're going to record, you want to place the camera on the tripod, plug in the AC power, turn the camera on, open up your viewfinder, make sure that your lens cap is open, right? Turn on your receiver, plug it in to the microphone input on the camera, place the receiver on the handle, make sure your microphone unit is properly connected and batteries are in it, turn it on as well, and then clip the microphone to your presenter. Make sure that you have selected the appropriate recording standard for the length of your video, AVC HD or MP4. Remember that MP4 can only record 30 minutes. Also select the appropriate quality setting for the recording that you need. I recommend XP Plus. Frame your shot and press record. Right now this card in the camera is full, so it can't record anything. If you want to clear the card, you would do so using the menus on the camera. I'll show you that real quick as well. If you need to clear space on the card, what you'll do is you'll initialize the SD card that you put into the camera. So you start by pressing the home button on the side of the camera. It brings you to this menu screen. You will select the other settings. Then you will navigate across the tabs on the top to the little wrench icon. Those are the mechanical settings. And then you scroll down using the down arrow on the side of the screen to the selection Initialize SD. Press the little yellow arrow to the left of the Initialize SD menu selection. Then you get this screen, and in order to initialize the card and clear it of recordings on the card, you hit the Initialize button. It asks again, do you really want to do this? You just say yes. It will initialize the card, which means it's erasing all the data that's on there and clearing it, preparing it for another recording. Then you just hit OK. And you can close this menu screen. So that's how you set up a Canon Vixia camcorder with a wireless microphone kit to record lectures or interviews. Thanks. Good luck.